How's it going, everyone? Bass here. So now that the 11th day of Packers training camp is officially over, let's recap everything and go over the main takeaways from today's practice. Today was a full padded practice, just under 2 hours, much longer than yesterday's very light jog through practice that was in the Don Hudson Center. And today's practice was kept outside, even though it was rainy and wet. And if you guys want more Packers news analysis and updates, everything training camp coverage from the Packers, please consider going down, clicking the subscribe button, as well as turning on post notifications. I put out videos such as this recap, as well as practice highlights, which I just put out earlier. So if you haven't seen that video yet and you want to go watch it, just click the link right above. All right, so first let's go over what Matt LaFleur said in his pre-practice press conference. And he said he wanted to keep the practice outside today, even though it was raining, because it would be a good experience for everyone. He said, quote, "I told the guys, make sure they have the right cleats. We've got to get used to practicing in some less than ideal weather. It is Green Bay." And he's 100% right. You're not going to play in perfect weather every game. You're not going to play in a dome every game. So you got to get the guys out during the rain, during poor or field conditions, and get the practice in with that. LaFleur also said he does not expect safety Darnell Savage to practice this week at all. His hamstring injury was Friday night and family night. So this is obviously just a precautionary thing. They're not concerned about it, but no reason to rush him back. Hamstring injuries can linger around, so it's better to get him to 100% for week one rather than rush him back in training camp and for preseason. And speaking of the preseason, Matt LaFleur said Jordan Love will be getting the start this Friday versus San Francisco, the first preseason game, so he'll likely get at least 3 quarters of football, which I think he should be getting every single preseason game, 3+ quarters. It should be a Jordan Love show this entire preseason, but Danny Etling likely will get like the 4th quarter or something like that. No Aaron Rodgers. I don't think we'll see Aaron Rodgers at all this preseason. If we do, it'll be a drive or 2 or 3 drives the last game against Kansas City. But other than that, I don't expect that to happen. But overall, super excited for a full preseason of Jordan Love finally. We haven't got that the past 2 years, so really hyped for that. As for the injury updates for today's practice, safety Innis Gaines is out with a hamstring injury. I believe he suffered that hamstring injury in family night, so he was not at practice today. A new addition to the injury list was Ty Summers. He is out with an illness. And then Randall Cobb is back after his veteran rest day yesterday, but he did kind of take it light today. Now moving on to the team periods and 1v1s. We'll start with the offense, who kind of had a rough day, or more so the defense had a really good day yet again. And we'll start with the first team offensive line. It was Yosh Nijman, John Runyon, Josh Myers, Jake Hansen, and Royce Newman at right tackle. They also did some rotating in the first team, switched Newman to right guard and brought in Zach Tom at right tackle. And we've seen that combination plenty before. Amari Rodgers was probably the best player on offense in today's practice. Impressive in the 1v1s, team drills, 2 minutes. Beat Shamar Jean-Charles twice in the 1v1s. We saw he went against Shamar Jean-Charles in the family night practice, beat him on a touchdown. So obviously they're matching up, slot corner to slot receiver. It makes sense. Had a ton of separation on the deep route today on Jean-Charles in the 1v1s. He had a really nice day of practice. Tyler Davis, also a very nice day of practice. He's been consistently good this training camp so far. He got open 3 times in the 1v1, showing, his ability to get open, his route running ability. Romeo Doubs toasted Carpenter in a 1v1 on a 9 route, but then was shut down by Jair Alexander on another one. Trial by fire. This will only, help Romeo Doubs going against Jair Alexander. So love to see that. And Yosh Nijman continues to impress in 1v1s. He'll likely be the starting right tackle week 1. Judging by the rehab clips today, you can see them in my highlight video. Elton Jenkins still seems to be favoring that left leg. My best guess is he is going to start the year on the PUP. I do believe David Bakhtiari will be back week 1, therefore at left tackle, and then you'd have Yosh Nijman start at right tackle. But even if David Bakhtiari isn't back, I question that the Packers might put Zach Tom at left tackle and keep Yosh on the right. But we'll see what happens. Got a few more weeks to go until that decision, whatever happens there. Now moving on to the defensive side of the ball, and they have just been dominating this entire training camp, and yet again today, they dominated, especially in the trenches. Jair Alexander had a Jair Alexander-like day. Great coverage on Dubs, Allen Lazard, Sammy Watkins, and 1v1s. Pretty much was strapping everyone up today. Safety Vernon Scott was with the ones at safety with Darnell Savage out with that hamstring injury. So it kind of shows who might be their safety 3 as of right now. To begin training camp, Sean Davis looked really good. It kind of slowed down, and Vernon Scott kind of came into the scene as of late. So right now, he looks like he is their safety 3, but obviously, you still got a lot of camp to go. Eric Stokes also had 2 really nice reps versus Sammy Watkins, forcing 2 incompletions. The cornerbacks today just really locked up. But the most impressive group on this defense today was the defensive line. They had a ton of pressures and a ton of would-be sacks. Jerron Reed was definitely the player of the day on defense. He had an incredible day today. Even beat a double team to get into the backfield to stop A.J. Dillon on a run. He's been super impressive so far in camp, kind of an underrated player that not too many people are talking about this signing. This can end up being another really great veteran signing from Brian Gutekunst. Last year we saw it with Devondre Campbell and then Rasul Douglas in the middle of this season. Brian Gutekunst keeps going out, finding these veteran players to contribute onto the defense or onto the team in general, and it's proving great. I mean, Jarran Reed's, and it is just training camp, and I want to see it in preseason in games, but he's had a wonderful camp so far. A really nice day from Kenny Clark, Devontae Wyatt, and TJ Slayton as well. As for edge, Ladarius Hamilton had a really nice day. He's kind of been lining up as edge number 3 or 4, however you want to look at it. After Rashawn Gary and Preston Smith, it's been Tipanali and Ladarius Hamilton mainly. He's making his case for the 53 as outside linebacker 3 or 4. Jair also got some reps in the slot today. When that happened, Rasul Douglas moved outside. We could see this happen in some games where, say, the top receiver like a Justin Jefferson or a Cooper Kupp lines up in the slot majority of the time. We could totally see this happening, Jair following that receiver around and then Stokes and Rasul on the outside. The Packers, cornerback room has this versatility. Now that Rasul Douglas is learning slot, Eric Stokes is going to remain outside, but they can swap Rasul Douglas, Jair Alexander, depending on what receivers they're facing. Really excited for this cornerback room. There's so much talent. And Kayshawn Nixon, who returned from injury yesterday, when he came onto the defense, he was the second-team nickel cornerback, and he also had an interception on Jordan Love at the end of 2-minute drills. So nice to have him back. He can definitely contribute on this defense and more primarily on special teams. And overall, this defense just continues to give this offense a lot of trouble. And Aaron Rodgers called this. He said there would be a lot of growing pains for this offense because this defense on paper is one of the best he's seen. So, and that's proven true. The defense has been flying around to the ball, locking up receivers 1v1. Devondre Campbell and Quay Walker's pursuit on run plays has been extremely quick, and the offensive line in general is having a lot of trouble with this front seven. This front seven is super talented, but hopefully the offensive line can get it together soon. And then as for special teams, Gabe Burkich has been kind of inconsistent in camp so far. He went 2 for 3 today. Definitely has had his struggles. Missed a couple family night. We'll see when Crosby returns from that knee scope, but as of right now, it's still Mason Crosby's job to lose. And overall, just a rough day for special teams today in the rain. Ishmael Hyman muffed 2 punts, and not a good day for Ishmael Hyman when he's had a really nice camp up to this point. So if he wants to make the 53, you can't be muffing punts out there. But Rasul Douglas had a would-be block on a Pat O'Donnell punt. And then there was a low snap by Steven Wirtle where he limped off after. So we need to figure out this long snapper thing. I don't even know why Wirtle's still on the team, to be honest. Jack Coco should already have the job just because, he's in the building. That's how much, Wirtle was bad last year. Really, really bad long snapper last year. Definitely cannot go into the season with him being long snapper, in my opinion. And Pat O'Donnell was kind of all over the place today on a colder, wetter day. That's why practice in bad weather is good to do. And hopefully this was just an off day for the special teams. I don't know if I could go through another year of that poor, horrid, awful special teams play that we had last year. That was just... ugh. But that does it for all the takeaways from day 11 of Packers training camp. I will be streaming this Friday during the first preseason game versus the 49ers, so come on over to my stream and come hang out and watch some football. Super hype. Football is finally back. But that about does it for this video. If you enjoyed this, if you could please leave a like down below. It supports my channel a ton. But I'll catch you all in the next one. Thanks for watching, and as always, go Pack Go.